We're so confident.
So confident. Confident. We are confident.
Okay, I'm gonna smack my hands together. Hi guys! Welcome back to Older and Somewhat Wiser! You're here with me, WaiYin.
And me, Simi.
Yes. I forget that we forget to introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, we don't.
In our
but
intros,
sure, if you've been watching us, you should know who we are.
You should know who we are by
That's
now.
on period.
That's on period.
I use that wrong. I know I don't use it in the right context, but I just love it. It's on period.
That's on period. Yeah. So yeah, if you don't know who we are, yes, I'm
now
WaiYin.
You do.
Yeah, now you do. So I'm WaiYin. This is Simi, and we are hosting this podcast, Older and Somewhat Wiser, where we have light-hearted, candid chats about everything in life and growing up, and also being an adult. Yeah. So you can find us on your listening platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. Just type in Older and Somewhat Wiser, and you will also find us on social such as Instagram at Older and Somewhat Wiser, our Twitter at OASW podcast, and our TikTok at Older and Somewhat Wiser. So hopefully that will give you enough information about where to find us and how to contact us.
This episode we just wanted to have a little chat because we are heading into 2022, which is crazy to think. I remember when we were heading into 2020, and I don't need to say it because you guys already know. And now we're heading into 2022. I feel like the time has gone by so fast. I still remember like 2020, double digits, it's gonna be the year. And 2020 is like, I'll make sure I'm a year that you don't ever forget. I'm gonna go down in history, baby. 2019 is just like, boy, who are you talking to? And he's like,
wait,
hold my purse, hold my bag, hold my earrings. And now we're 2021, 2022. Like I feel it's literally when you actually deep it for a second, the time, like that's 2 years, baby.
Yeah, it's a good 2 years. And it flew
by so fast.
In the blink of an eye.
In the blink of an eye.
Just flew. I guess this episode is for us to reflect on the year that has just passed by, and maybe touch on how COVID has affected us and our plans for 2022. Reminisce.
So let's take it all back now.
January of 2021. Where were you, Simi?
Of 2021. I was in this. Where was I? We were.
We weren't in lockdown anymore, were we?
We were, because lockdown lasted. Well, 2020 December, like
till May, until March.
We were in lockdown till May, pretty much.
Wow, really? Oh my God.
Yeah, because I started, so we were in lockdown for a lot longer than we had planned, so we spent the time just at home, really. I forgot that we were in lockdown for that long.
Yeah, same.
Like pretty much half of the year. We really only got back like start of summer or end of summer, really.
Was that in 2021?
Are you talking about 2021 or 2020?
2021.
Yeah, we were still in lockdown.
By May?
Because I remember, because I started working like the end of June, and it was still kind of like most people were still working from home. Oh wait, were we not on lockdown?
I think we were in lockdown until March, maybe.
I thought April we were kind of pretty much. Things hadn't really opened up back up. I can't remember. It feels like a blur.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of like, it wasn't locked, but it wasn't like, it wasn't
people
like
were
full
still working
open.
from home.
A lot of people were still working from home. People didn't probably start, let's just say, to put it this, people didn't start properly actually coming into the office until like summer. People were not allowed to come back into the office until like summer. Because I was going into the office June, July, and there's like 2 people in the office. Everybody was working from home still.
Yeah, so it was very recent then. Okay, yeah, so
when you think about it, it hasn't been that long since we've been properly like, and then they've only really lifted to where we can actually go to like
go out
like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And already
that
was cut short.
Yeah. To be honest, I just like stopped watching the news, really.
I used to, did you know what's so funny? I remember over 2020, the news was on in my house 24/7. It was every time you walked into the living room, it was always the news. And then it was like the Daily Show, because my mom was obsessed with Trevor Noah. I remember literally having the same conversation, this is deja vu. Wait, what?
Yeah, we know, like you were telling me about it.
Conversation, and we were literally just like, we're gonna have the same conversation next year. And so, yes, but like I haven't been on, like we have not been doing, like news has not been, but whenever there's been like some like the government has said some new stuff, we'd put it on, like, okay, what's going on, because I have no idea what's going on in the world. I blocked it out. I was like, I don't need to know. I was bombarded with way too much information, more than we needed. We didn't need all that.
I was like pretty upset I was still pretty upset in 2021, because I was like, oh no, it's the best years of my life. Like,
I know. I'm supposed to be thriving.
I'm supposed to be thriving.
Which we are still.
We are still thriving. But I've got over that thinking, because my colleague was talking to me. I was kind of venting to her. I was kind of telling her, oh my god, like I just need this to be over. I want to go out. I want to have fun. I want to like live my life. But then she was like, well, you're going to be very upset if you have that kind of sort of thinking. And that kind of like switched it in my head. I was like, you're right. Like, you're so right. Like, if I don't change my mindset, I'm going to be upset about this.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and yeah, the moment I changed my mindset, it was grand. I got over it in around like April.
I got over it 2 months later.
2 months later, I got around it. And I think one thing it made me realize as well, that COVID didn't just happen for me.
It happened for everyone.
It happened for everyone. So, I mean, it affected me, and it has also affected everyone in various degrees. So I think that because we all went through it together in solidarity, I just hope that we have like an amazing 2022, regardless of
what happens,
and that we're able to adapt and find joy in and adapt and change in how we want to live our best lives.
And I really like what you said about finding joy in the little things, because we've learned to be like, we need to take each day as it comes, and like it was so easy to get like all swept up in the fact that like it's stopping you from doing all the things you thought you wanted to do that year and live in your life. But we learned how to find joy in really small things because we couldn't do big things, and it kind of made you appreciate that. So I really like the fact that like it is just to continue to find joy and live your life the way in the littlest ways that you can. And also, like, we've come a long way in terms of like how we handle crisis, I guess. Like, we're more calm now. And I think Ireland, we're mostly vaccinated now as well. A good like what?
I don't know,
90%?
Yeah, like
80-90% of the population's vaccinated.
Yeah, so
like, it's a good chunk.
Yeah, we've a good chunk.
I hope those statistics are right, but like fact check, please.
Yeah. So I mean, like we've come a long way, and I'm thankful for the progress. And I'm hoping for an amazing 2022. And again, if you've watched if this goes up before our Brussels episode, then you would have known that we went on a little holiday for a few days in Brussels, and that just kind of opened up my eyes again to like life goes on.
Exactly. Like, first time leaving the country since 2019.
Yeah, when I'm in my own home, in my own little room, thinking about how I can't go anywhere, but everything like just keeps going on and on around the world. It keeps flourishing, keeps working, and keeps happening. Like, so I think it's up to us to open our views and our horizon to like the beauty of what's going on, instead of just the tragedy of like a potential lockdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess in terms of like, that's our reflection about how COVID has affected us. But how about the year? Was there any like great learnings that you feel like you've acquired this year that really changed your perspective on everything? Or do you feel like it was very much a year of, you know, just like retreat and like going into yourself? Or do you feel like it's been changing?
I think it's a combination. I definitely think it was a year of trying to be like, almost trying to get my life back moving properly in terms of like the job hunt. Like that was the biggest thing for both of us.
Yeah.
And I definitely think in terms of like the patience in that as well, and just kind of going with the flow and being like, whatever happens. And I definitely think it was kind of like, it was a sense of like, I need to get my life in order, especially over 2020. You kind of put a lot of pressure. I was like, no, I need to get started, even though we're still kind of like frozen in time. Like, no, I need to be on track to be doing something and in this position, and it became stressful. But I think with all of that, it kind of was a huge learning curve in terms of like patience and just being grateful and being like, all the things you learned in 2020, where is that gone?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where was that patience? Where is that clarity? Where is that understanding with yourself and trying to enjoy the little moments? And like, I almost kind of forgot about that because I was so stressed on because nothing really was happening over 2020. We were all kind of chill. And then I was just like, I feel like we're trying to get the world moving again. So I'm just like, I need to be doing more now because we're trying to get moving. I've basically had a year of doing nothing. Something needs to happen now. And I was just like, no, what happened to that whole
patience?
Yeah, exactly. And just like kind of enjoying the moment still. Just because the world's not moving, you don't need to be CEO by the end of the year. Like, you need to relax, you know? Okay?
Oh, I know.
Things haven't changed. We're still in the same position. Just like kind of relax and like see what, like, you know, like just live in the moment. Even when the world is moving back up, take your time as well. And you don't need to kind of rush, like, because I definitely think I could definitely see that with a lot of people, like, especially when the world was opening up again, like, okay, I need to make up for all the time I've lost, which is a huge thing. You don't.
Yeah,
you don't,
baby.
Don't.
It's
okay?
chill.
It's okay.
It was a pandemic.
Yeah. It's fine. You don't need to make up for any time. We've all lost time.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We're not trying to, like, I don't know, it's not a redo or a race or anything. It's just kind of like,
it's part of the history.
Yeah,
you know, it's part of the
we
fabric.
were part of history.
Yeah, we
fabric
really
of
were.
time has changed forever.
I mean, yeah, like, I guess what I've learned as well this year was the same with you, just to be more patient with ourselves and not putting so much pressure on ourselves to do more, or to make up for the time in 2020 and 2021.
I didn't catch that. Could you try
Siri,
again?
it's not about you.
Ain't about you. Go away. Thank you. Yeah, so more the patience on ourselves, and the patience that we put, you know, that we, you know, extend onto other people as well. I think this year has also taught me to be more kind to myself and to everyone around me, you know, like, you know, because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And also it has taught me to really treasure my health, physical and mental health, and our immunity. So I'm really taking good care of that. I can see it taking a toll on a lot of people that, you know, that you've mentioned, that really want to get things going and moving and proper stressing themselves out. And so this year I just realized how important my health is. And without your health, you literally can't guarantee anything else. You know, you cannot do everything that you want to do in the space that you want to do in, or the time that you wanted it in, if you do not have your health.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
most important thing.
So that's what I've learned. It's like our health is so important, and then the second thing I've learned is our time is so important. I'm so glad now that my perspective has changed, and now that I realize, like, I didn't really lose my time. My time was always there. It's always there, but I've just spent it on something that, you know, that didn't bring me joy, and that was complaining. So I've realized it's important. Time is so important, and it's important to use it to your best, to be able to live your best life. And then the third thing is also like, not that I've learned, but also what I'm grateful for is like the understanding that people have now because of COVID, and the kindness that people do extend onto other people, because it's a tough time. And people do have a bit more patience, I feel.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. And then I guess in life in general, it's I'm learning how to be more, how to see things from an outside perspective.
Okay.
How to see things not being in the chaos of things, but just kind of step back a bit, and see like, and see time as it passes, and you know. So I just feel like I've gotten, I don't know what it is, but I've just like I'm kind of disassociating in a way, just kind of taking myself out of things and just looking at it from a far perspective. I feel like that's what I've been doing.
That's really good.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good, but I'm happy enough doing it for now.
Yeah, but like, definitely like kind of changed the way you look at things. And I feel like we've learned so much and we've come so far, and it's so exciting to be like, everything we've learned, how we're going to be even more better in the new year. Because I feel like I know it's that time of year, new year, new me, and then nothing changes. But I feel like we've gone through so much, even if we haven't really been looking to change. We've been kind of forced to
slowly changing
and learned so much about ourselves and about people and the world and everything. So I definitely have a lot of I think it's like there's a lot of hope. I guess some people look at it in different ways, but I feel like there's a lot of hope and more excitement going into the new year, because I'm just like, the last 2 years, like, it was not what we expected at all, and we survived it, and I've learned so much, and it's been hard times, but I've had great times as well. I'm just like, if we can get out the other end and we have all these things to still be happy and smile about with such difficult years, then New Year ain't gonna do nothing to me. It's more exciting. I'm just like, whatever is coming, I can handle that. I can handle that shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's more kind of exciting, because I'm just like, it feels like I feel like I'm just more stronger in terms of like tackling and taking anything on. You know?
Same. I feel like, and one thing also is like, I've learned how to deal with fear.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't have that.
No.
Like, fear. Like, obviously sometimes I do, but overall I can pretty much do something without being too fearful.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's another thing as well that we can bring on board. Yeah.
So 2022, what we're hoping it's gonna look like. I think we've said this so much, just traveling. That's just the biggest thing. I'm hoping to
that's my goals.
Opportunities to be able to see the world more. I feel like more take for granted that we have the ability to go to so many different places, and you don't take advantage of that, and then when that's taken away from you, you're just like, I did nothing before, you know, because I'm just like, it wouldn't have been, if this wasn't taken away from me, I probably still wouldn't have done as much traveling, but now I'm just like, what am I doing?
Well, definitely we're planning in the future to do like maybe more travel vlogs.
Exactly,
for sure. But we love traveling anyway, so I think this year, or this coming year in 2022, we're trying to do more traveling and more trips, just
seeing the world.
Just to bring ourselves out of our comfort zone again, and going to see new things, because we deserve it. We deserve the adventure. So that's what our plan, that's like my primary plan in 2022. And I think this year I've just gotten back into reading. Same. And I love reading. If I'm not doing anything like urgent or important, I'm probably reading.
That's the one thing I've gotten into as well. I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot this year, and I've really loved it, and I was like, I forgot how much I miss it. It's just such a nice way to just get out of the world.
It's just an escape, isn't it?
It's such a nice escape, because like, I'm such a visual, because I remember I was talking to one of my friends, in terms of like, some people are just very good at visualizing, some people, I was talking to one of my friends who was like, he's not good at visualizing.
What
was that English?
I don't
not
know.
great at great at visualizing, so some people actually do struggle, and I never understood. I was like, you get to escape, but until I was talking to someone, I was like, I understand some people struggle with reading because they're not good at like imagining. And I was like, oh, that's huge thing. Like, I'm so good. I'm such a visual person.
Yeah,
I
same.
literally picture every single character. I picture in completely world. I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Yeah,
like,
same when I'm reading.
And I think it's so much better than watching a movie because I get so engrossed. I'm like, I feel like I'm in another world. I'm literally in a completely different.
Yeah.
And it's just such a nice escape. And I'm like, I want to do that so much more. Even do a book club. I would love to like start a book club or something.
We could do a book
to
club.
encourage people to kind of like read. I remember some of my friends were like, we wanted to do a book club and we never did, or we're trying to like, let's start a book club.
Do you think it would be so cool if we do a book club, but
Sure.
we like go on our travels, and then in each like city we'll do like, oh, let's have a book club in different cities. And imagine people coming out to join us. That would be so
like
good.
meet and greets, but like a book club meet and
Yeah.
greet. Oh my goodness,
That would be so good. I think that's
a
what I
book
want
club
to
with
do.
our followers.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
That would be
when we
so
travel the next time,
much
and it'd be
fun.
like, yeah, so we just have to like meet up for like 2 hours, like at a cafe.
Yeah.
Like, put up an ad for like, hey, this is a book club, if you want to come and join. Like,
oh my god,
I think that'd be really
yes,
fun.
that would be so much fun.
mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of also, when you were even saying that, I'm just like, let's take a step further as well in terms of cities, like books that are based into cities as well.
Oh, that would be really cool.
I think that would be so much fun. Could you imagine? Because you'd be
Yeah.
able to even immerse yourself even more because you picture the city.
But then, how do book clubs work? Do they all read the same book?
Yeah.
During that time?
That's all. So it literally, do you know, because when people are...
Wait, what?
How does it... So y'all read, yeah? So wait.
Like everyone just sits together to talk about the book that they've been reading.
No,
chapter that
no,
they've
it's
read.
a specific book, but it still can be done because I'm like, people who plan meet and greets like a week before or a month before, I'm like, going to this is the okay, let's say we're going to Brussels,
Yeah.
and we're going to Brussels in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Everybody, book club time. This is the book we're reading
Okay.
in preparation for Brussels. So when we go to Brussels, we're going to have a conversation about this book.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
Okay.
like beforehand, being like, yo, this book, get your books ready.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
what do you guys think of that? We're just coming up with stuff. I think that would be so
Yeah,
much fun
I
because
wanna
I'm trying
do
to
that.
read more.
Yeah.
And I have a list of books. I have started a list of books that I want to read.
What type of books do you read? Do you read story books as
I
well?
really love fiction.
Like fiction.
I have a list of non-fiction, like self-help books, but like those are more for learning and not for fun.
Yeah.
Well, they are
They're fun also.
as well, but I really love my fiction, and I just really love... I'm a real like a hopeless romantic, so I do love love
A
and
bit of love,
romance, and
yeah.
like, so I really like I just finished reading Sally Rooney's book What a Beautiful World, her most
Yeah.
recent book. Quite like that book.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the kind of things like I have on my list, but they're all kind of like, they're kind of TikTok books.
Yeah.
Like I heard on TikTok, like This Ends With Us, I think.
Okay.
It's supposed to be really good.
Ooh.
I think the book is advertised online as like the TikTok book. I'm like, oh god, like
Brilliant. So it's gone trendy.
I think
like,
it got
it's
really
gone
trendy.
viral. Okay.
The Seven Husbands of Evelyn.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Can't remember the Evelyn something.
Yeah.
The Book of Achilles.
Yeah, Achilles.
Songs of
of
Achilles.
Achilles. I
Sorry,
remember-
Achilles. Oh my god.
Do you actually read?
The Book of Achilles. I don't read.
I really like
I
the
said-
Book of Achilles. And I'd like to order a cup of cappuccino, please.
Oh my god. Jalapenos. Add some jalapenos to my soap. Oh my god, you can tell. You can tell.
Can I have the jalapenos on my pizza?
You can tell as soon as I said TikTok books, you're like, this girl does not read. These books I found on TikTok. Okay, baby girl. Okay,
Song
calm
of
down.
Achilles.
Song of Achilles.
My sister read it.
I
She
heard
has it
about
upstairs.
it. Really?
I think,
Does she
so.
like? I heard
She
all these
loves
books.
it.
I put all these lists down. So, oh, there's another one. Oh, I want to watch the Children of Dune.
Oh yeah.
I want to read the book because Timothée Chalamet, amazing. Who doesn't love him?
Mm-hmm.
And Zendaya, her 7-minute appearance, amazing.
Yeah, is that coming out? Is the movie?
It's out.
Oh, it's out. Oh, do
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
go see it? Maybe like someday.
We should do it. Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I want to see. I wanted to read a book first, but to be honest, I'm not going to read a book first. I'll read a book afterwards. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. So like, but like there, I'm really into. The thing is, like, I love sci-fi and fantasy, but I don't read sci-fi and fantasy books, so I want to go and get into that. Because I had a list of like Shadow and Bone. I want to get the book because apparently the book series is phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I've never read any kind of sci-fi fantasy. Actually, that's a lie. I have. But it was weird. I'm not even going to go into the book because it was a weird book. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how I got into that. Some trends out there are, some people's imaginations are hella crazy. Maybe this is a story for another day. Okay. Yeah. So what about you? What are your like kind of...
Yeah, so my usual genres are definitely kind of more self-help development, management, leadership books. They're just what I veer to because I find so much joy in learning. This is so cliche, but I'm a nerd. I like to study. I like to learn, but without the constraints of exams and you know, a teacher being cross at you. Yeah, so I definitely go. I read more kind of definitely like business books for sure. But in terms of fiction, I do like fiction. I love like a romantic story as well. One of my favorite romantic story books is Time Traveler's Wife.
I haven't read it, but I've seen the movie. But is the book good?
Yeah, the book.
I can imagine
good.
the book is emotional.
I can't watch the movie
because I cried. I hadn't watched it in
movie.
the movie in years, and I was like, I'm not a crier. Actually, that's a lie. I've become a crier. But yeah, I can imagine the book would be worse reading it.
Oh, the book is just phenomenal. I have 3 copies of the book. I love it that much.
Really?
Yeah, because I think, how did it happen? So I had my first one as a gift, I think. I lost it and then I bought a new one because I loved it. But then my friend wanted to borrow it and she never gave it back to me. So then I was like, okay, I'll buy another one. So then my friend, eventually she returned it to me and I found the one that was missing.
So
I had 3 copies. I loved it that much. So
I'll probably borrow one from you actually.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, I have to mentally prepare it. Just thinking about it stresses me out because I'm not in an emotional state to read it.
Yeah, it is just such a lovely story. The way it's written is really fun as well. It's not like, because the story centers around a time traveler, so he kind of goes back in time and forward in time,
back and forth.
But then he'll meet different aspects of himself and his partner. So he could be like 40 with a 6-year-old like babysitting him or whatever, or babysitting. Oh,
could you try again?
Siri, just please go away. She's always trying to join us, isn't she?
She is. She just wants to be friends.
Maybe we should do an episode with her.
Oh my god. Could you imagine if she starts talking back though?
Yeah, no.
You'd never be the same. You could never use your laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, so like so it's like the storyline is like really cool in terms of like how it goes back and forth in time, and like you meet different characters at different age stages, different life stages. It's really fun, and it's a really fun read. So it can be confusing at times, but for me, each time I finish the book, I'm always like, ugh. But then I read it again and I'll always find something new. I'll always learn something new, because it's like the first time you read it through, like you might understand it, but the dots don't click. But then like the third time you read it, you're like, oh my god, that's why he did this in this time period, because he knew like future him, like that was because that was him at 40, and here he's 27. And that was, or like maybe that was him at 27 and him at 40. That's why he's like doing this, because 27-year-old him did this that affected, like, I don't know, 20, or heard this secret from 20-year-old Claire that, maybe present Henry doesn't know yet.
Because your mind is confused as
It is so confusing. So confusing, but it's such a good story. I highly recommend it. You can borrow mine as well. So that's my favorite like love story. But right now I'm reading I forgot the name, but it's that like book. It's The Other Woman. Like, it's a collection of stories of women.
Okay.
Yeah, in the story. It's all fiction, but it just paints a different picture of like different lives, and it's really exciting to read, because obviously in the middle of the pandemic, I've really been at home for the past 2 years. So like for me, it's such a good, interesting read because they have exciting lives, and it's just nice to put myself in their shoes. So that's what I've been reading. I think it's called the Other Women or Other Women.
It sounds like I've seen.
Yeah, and it was like a bestseller in like 2020.
Oh, I think I've seen that. I've seen the book.
It's like a yellow cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like not finished that. I've like only started reading it because I usually don't read fiction. I read like, you know, helpful.
She loves to learn. I love to escape. I'm all about escaping.
But I love
reality.
escaping. I love escaping, but I always rewatch or read the same thing for escaping.
Really? Okay, you tend to stick. I need a new.
I've read The Time Traveler's Wife probably about 5 times, 6 or 7 actually.
I like going back into books. I don't think I've I have a few books. I actually bought so many books at one time. Some just random books, and I have not. I tried to get into classics. I bought like
I love classics.
Pride and Prejudice. I just could not get through it. I tried Wuthering Heights. I couldn't get into it. So I would love to try it again now. I feel like I'd enjoy it probably more now. And Pride and Prejudice a couple of years ago, but I never got through the book as well. So I want to start it, and I have The Great Gatsby, which I haven't read. I love the movie, so I do want to read it. So I have, but then I have a list of books. I'm like, I want to buy books. I'm like, I should probably read the ones I've already bought. But I'm not that, like, I get in the mood for a book.
You're over them.
I'm just like, I'll come to you at one point. Like, your classics, you'll be there for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm looking for, I want to find a lot more like Irish authors as well.
Yeah, they're very good.
Because it's been really nice, especially when I read the Sally books, because you can picture everything, especially when she talks about Dublin and everything.
Yeah.
I love being able to like, I love when a book is set in a place that I know.
Yeah.
So be able to like
visualize it,
you know. I think it's just really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. But like, yeah, we should definitely do a traveling book club. Oh, that's the name, Traveling Book Club. Yeah. Sisterhood of the Traveling, or Brotherhood.
I'm definitely doing that.
Brethren, so. My brethren. Brethren of the Traveling Books. Such a UK slang term. Yeah, we should definitely do Traveling Book.
Yeah, club. Yeah, we should absolutely do that. So yeah, so whenever we're traveling next and we feel that we want to, you know, do like the book club, we'll definitely put that out on social media with a hashtag, and hopefully people will join, and eventually people will join, I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I guess to end this episode,
yeah, we really segued.
Yeah, I don't know, we just went straight into talk about books because that's what we've been doing kind of. So I guess to end this episode, what's one thing you hope to achieve, learn, or see in 2022 apart from travel? That's our first thing. Okay.
What do I hope to achieve? Success. And as we did a previous video, if you've watched our other video, well, probably don't know when it's going to be out, but we just did a thing about in terms of like what measurement of success is. Depending on what that is, I don't know what that is, if that's wealth, if that's jobs, but I just hope to be like, I just want to be happy and content in whatever where I don't want to put like a because I have no, like, I don't want to put like a specific thing.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know what 2022 is going to hold other than traveling 100%. I just want to be real happy and content in all aspects of my life. Every aspect. Career, love, money, and health. Yes. I just want happiness in all aspects of my life. I want to cover every aspect of my life. And I want to have a really balanced life.
Okay, that sounds very good. Yeah. No, that's very good. I guess for me, I am pretty content right now. Definitely travel 100%, but I definitely want to reach my full potential. Whether it be, and I feel like my potential is massive.
Reach for the stars, baby.
I feel like there's so much that I'm interested in and want to do. I definitely want to live every day like it's my last and just go for everything that I want to. I guess what I really want to do is, same with you, be completely satisfied
Yeah.
with everything. I'm very happy right now, but I know that I'm only chipping away at a portion of my full potential.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
I'm going to continue going and walking, moving, and yeah, and I just want to look back and be proud of myself.
Soar high. I love that.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. We have such nice goals.
Yeah. And
So cute.
most importantly, yeah, is health and happiness, and
Yeah.
that I'm content with everything, which I am now. But I just feel like I don't even know what I don't know, like I don't even know what it is. But yeah, I just want to, like, I'm happy now, but I want to be even happier.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just scratching the surface here. There's so much we could be. There's so much out there. There's so much for us to do and to achieve and to experience. And yeah, very excited for the future.
Yeah, and we have a lot of plans as well in terms of business, terms of our goals, personally, like health-wise and all that.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, and we'll share our journey along the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you so much again for your time today, and we hope that you had a nice time listening, and that you are going to have a beautiful, amazing day and evening, or evening onwards. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye everyone.
Bye.